Hey friends, I'm Sarah, also known as Budget Girl here on the internets, and I believe that you can meet all of your money goals with the aid of a budget. I make videos every single week on how to manage your money, pay off debt, and live the life of your dreams on less. And welcome to this video. This is the newest video in a series I like to call 5 Frugal Things, now going for like 3 years here on the YouTubes. And in it, I talk about how even as a kind of money expert in the space, having paid off $33,000 worth of student loans in 3 years on a tiny reporter's salary of $26,000 a year, and completely changed my family tree, as in I have a fully funded emergency fund, I invest a serious portion of my income, and I have legitimate plans to be a millionaire when I retire. Even I still mess up with money every once in a while. But sometimes I do awesome stuff with money, and I believe that it's those little wins and fails that can add up to a really, really great life, and that we should track and celebrate them or learn from them in the case of mistakes. I also like to celebrate you guys in this series. When you tell me below your recent money milestones, I like to give you a shout out, because I believe that this debt-free community is all about encouragement and love, and that we should lift each other up and celebrate each other when we're winning. If you'd like to be a part of that, I would love it if you subscribed and joined the Budget Girl family, and also liked this video. So first, let's talk about my recent money wins. Well, the first thing I did was I won a year's admission to the Austin Aquarium. Okay, so I love the Austin Aquarium. I've now been there a couple of times after getting a really good deal on Groupon for the first time I went, because they have, like, it's a really cool place. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form, but if you are in the Austin area, you should definitely hit up the Austin Aquarium. The tickets are fairly cheap, and all the animals are kind of like touchable. So they have stingrays that you can touch and feed, and even like ducks, and they have kangaroos and all sorts of just animals, and they're kind of out in the open. Sometimes they're like walking around. They have this giant tortoise that they like tie a balloon on him so nobody steps on him. He's just kind of like walking around, and everything's touchable, and it's just such a cool experience, and you can pay to like feed the animals and everything like that. So very cool place. I went there first on a Groupon with Jacob. We loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it so much. So I followed them on Facebook and Instagram. And the cool thing about a lot of local businesses is they often run kind of giveaways. Now, the Austin Aquarium is very good about this. About every week they run some sort of giveaway where they're like, make a comment down below or like this post and we'll give away a birthday party at the aquarium, or 2 free tickets, or a year's pass, or like an overnight at the aquarium. And they do this all the time. And I've noticed a lot of businesses do this all the time, like the experiential type places like zoos and aquariums and stuff like that. They'll do giveaways if you follow them on Facebook or Instagram and comment and engage. So I started commenting and engaging and sharing their posts on my personal page, and I won a year's family pass. So myself, Jacob, and if we ever find like some kids whose parents want us to babysit for the day or something, we could take them and go to the aquarium all year completely for free. We still have to buy like the food, but admission is free, and we've already been twice since winning in December. So it's just, how could you lose with that? I think I entered 2 or 3 times before I won, but it cost me nothing, and now I get to go there for a full year. Such a cool place. Once again, can't recommend it enough, and also not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. They didn't know who I was. I wasn't commenting from like my Budget Girl account. I was commenting from my personal Facebook page being like, enter me, I'd love to go. So absolutely, if you have things like that that you enjoy in your community, look out and see if they do giveaways, or maybe even message them and be like, hey, you should do a public giveaway, like have people share. I've actually done that before, and they've experimented with it to see if it was popular. So nothing to lose there. So awesome. And you guys will be seeing a lot of photographs from the aquarium this year, because I plan on going a lot. I love the stingrays. I love the stingrays. Frugal win number 2. I bought a gift off of Amazon for someone, and it was stolen off of their porch. I was really worried that I was gonna lose out on that money and the person who I was giving the gift for was gonna lose out on the gift, so I did a quick Googling, and Amazon's customer service is actually really cool, and I ended up calling them because I hate emailing, and they refunded it, no problem. So they refunded it and they sent a new one out, and they actually sent it to like a pickup box instead of on the porch, because the person I was having it delivered to lives on like a busy street downtown, and the original package was just left on a stoop on a busy street, and of course it got stolen. But the thing is that Amazon was awesome, and while I know some people have problems with their politics, I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about sometimes if something goes wrong with the delivery and it's nobody's fault, not your fault, not the delivery company's fault, if you contact them, sometimes they will try to make it right just out of customer service, and I saved like 30 bucks off of this. So if something like that ever happens to you, it's worth a call into the company to see if they might accommodate you, just because they want to keep your business. They were also super nice, and I was on the phone for less than 5 minutes. I even share an Amazon account with a friend. Like, we share a bunch of different accounts and rotate off on who pays for what, and they didn't even give me a problem with that it was technically her Amazon account, but I was ordering through it. They didn't care. They were good. All right. Frugal win number 3, I bought a new grill. So I live in Texas and I enjoy grilled food, but I don't enjoy the price of wonderful grills. So last summer I had actually put aside like $100, and I spent a decent amount of time scouring like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that for a good upstanding grill, and I wanted to get one used and just save a little bit of money on it, but that I could kind of stick on my porch and grill whenever I wanted to. And it was really frustrating. I couldn't find one. Anytime I did find one, it was like it either got like bought out from under me, or the people weren't good at communicating, and there was also the issue of putting like a gross used grill into my car. So it just never worked out, and I ended up getting like a little tabletop type of grill that was just like a little $20, you pop open the legs and screw in a little camping can of propane, and you go like, but it worked for the summer. That was only about $25, but I recently, in the dead of Texas winter, got a new grill, and I've already used it a few times. An upstairs neighbor was moving out and did not feel like transporting it. It was a very, very nice charbroil grill. It has like pop-up sides, it's on wheels. It came with a full tank of propane and a cover, and just the grill itself sells for like $225 online, and I got it for $50 cash. And I got the guy and his son to bring the grill down and set it up on my porch for me. So that was a total win. Frugal win number 4, I sold that ridiculous pirate costume that I bought and called a fail in my last video. I actually sold it to one of you guys. A Budget Girl viewer reached out and was like, I would totally wear that. Will you mail it to me? And I was like, yeah. I sold it to her for less than I bought it for, and I was happy to get it out of my home, just the failure, and it went to go to someone that will actually use it. So it kind of turned not a fail into a win. I definitely still lost money on the deal, but I didn't lose as much money on the deal, and she got a cheap costume. So that turned out really freaking well. I also sold a sewing machine that I used to use when I was getting out of debt. I've since inherited my grandmother's sewing machine, and I didn't need it anymore. It was just kind of sitting in a case. I used to use it all the time when I was in debt to like just, you know, fix little holes in my comforter that would pop up, or just mend clothes a little bit. I also sewed my t-shirt quilt on it, but I don't need 2 sewing machines. So I found a friend of a friend had mentioned that she needed a sewing machine, and I just sold it to her for 25 bucks. So it was worth way more than that, but I was glad I was able to pass along something that I didn't need anymore to someone that would use it for a great steal for her. So that's one of the things I'm really excited about now that I'm debt free, that sometimes I get to give people those like deals of the century that they get so excited about. And of course I still sometimes get those too, like the grill. Love the grill, deal of the century. And the 5th frugal thing is that I am part of one of those email surveys that came out, and I got invited to go review menus at Denny's for a study, and Jacob and I were both able to go, and we got a free 3-course meal at Denny's, and it was a randomized meal, so we didn't get to pick what we got, but essentially we spent about 15 minutes choosing menu options on like a computer screen, where it was like, on one it was called like hash browns, and on the other it was called like French cut fry. Like, it was different wordings and different descriptions for the same thing, and they essentially wanted us to choose which one was more appealing, which ones we would be more likely to choose if we were on a menu, and then they randomized it out and gave us both a meal based off of some of the ones that we had chosen. So it was about a $30 meal we got for free. I'm not gonna say that Denny's is either of our favorite restaurants, and it was kind of greasy, but it was kind of fun to do, and it was definitely interesting, and it was a totally free date. Super fun. We would not have gone out to eat that night otherwise, and it worked out. All right, now let's move on to the fails. I only had one that I thought of enough to write down, but it hurt. It like hurt in the gut. You couldn't see that, but I was like, it hurt. I locked my keys in my car, and I had to pay $40 to get them out. I had to call a pop-a-lock place. Now here's the real hurt on it. I own one of those like window jimmies, but it was in the car. Cause, right? And I actually locked myself out at home in my parking spot. I was like watching a YouTube video in my car after I'd parked or something, and I walked out and the keys were still in the car. And so I was able to get into my apartment because the apartment complex office was open, and so I was able to go get a key from them. But I couldn't find my spare key. At one point in time, I had a spare key for this car. I can't find it anywhere. I've moved at least twice since I got it, but I can't find it anywhere, and I've torn this house apart. So I didn't have a spare key. I didn't have access to my little car jimmy thing, and I had to call a pop-a-lock and pay $40, and that hurts me to my very soul. So I will be going to get another key made. Fast. It only has to happen to you once or twice for that getting the key made to be profitable for you, worth it, that you have a spare key. And I hate that I didn't have it, because I tend to think of myself as a fairly prepared person. So moving on from my failures to your wins, one of my favorite parts of this series, and we've been doing it forever, is to celebrate the awesome money milestones that you guys have hit. Let's get into it. And if I didn't get to you and you've left me one, or you want me to give you a shout out for your most recent money milestone, leave me a comment below. I will screenshot it. I will put it on the internet so that everybody can root for you. Whoop, 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 whoop. That was lame. That's okay. Let's do it. So first off, let's do individual debt payments. Penny's into planning, paid off her last credit card, woo! Zilla paid off a bank loan. Mary Williamson paid off her car, yay! And now she says she has that money freed up to complete baby step 1. Yes, feels so much better after baby step 1, just a little bit of security against the universe. Next up, Rindy Trainer paid off the IRS and their car in December, yes. Lauren H paid off 3 credit cards that were almost $30,000 in debt combined, and paid her car off. Mid-South Homestead said they paid off $19,000 in credit card last year, and now they're pretending they didn't so that they can knock down a $29,000 mortgage. You keep going, Rhonda. And finally, Rachel Lynn paid off a $10,000 on her student loan. She has $48,000 left to go. I believe in you. You can totally do it, Rachel. Next, Cynthia S paid off her car. Now onto the student loans. Way to go, Cynthia. Rachel C paid off her student loans from her undergraduate degree, and now just 2 cars and grad school to go. That sounds like a lot, but I believe in you. Mariah M paid off a credit card and her phone, and she says she knows she shouldn't have done that in the first place, but now she's actually seriously following the plan and is on track to pay off another credit card next month. Way to go. Past is the past. Future's all you can do anything about. Get it. Andrea Haley paid off student loan number 4 of 6 and has dubbed 2019 as hashtag the year of hustle. Stephanie sold her house and was able to pay off 3 credit cards and 1 of 2 tool debts. Way to go, Stephanie. Next up, let's celebrate some people that are student loan and credit card debt free. Kate Elliott made her last student loan payment, woohoo, and is not debt free yet, but is on track to pay off her car. Yay, student loan debt free. And then Pennies and Planning made the last credit card payment on December 31st, 2018 and is now on to the student loans. Way to go. And then Nerd times 4 paid off all of their credit cards. Now on to student loans and cars. Way to go, Jen. Let's hit some miscellaneous money wins. Sarah had her first debt-free Christmas by using sinking funds. You know I love those. And then another Sarah cash flowed a $12,000 wedding. That is amazing. Also, they funded baby step 1 with wedding gifts and are on to baby step 2. Way to go. And then Ruth was recently hospitalized but was able to completely cash flow the entire visit, which is absolutely amazing. Something like medical bills can absolutely very easily send you back to baby step 2, but that she was able to just pause baby step 6 and rebuild the emergency fund is the biggest win. That is so amazing. Huge, huge congrats. And then Ingrid was able to cash flow a kitchen renovation and a vacation. Way to go, Ingrid. And Heidi Young paid $16,097.92 towards debt in 2018, making only $40,000 a year. Huge congrats to you, Heidi. Let's celebrate some people that have just joined the debt-free club. Yes. All right, Death Row to Disney World is debt-free. $78,000 in 22 months. That is amazing. Poppy Weber is debt-free, 26,000 pounds in less than 2 years. Lynn S is finally debt-free, paying off $23,500.59 in 2 years, living so tight they could barely breathe. And she only makes $32,000 a year. Huge congrats to you, Lynn. That is amazing, and I'm so happy for you. Danor is debt-free, 3 years to pay off $15,000 of consumer credit debt. Bianca M is debt-free, $41,000 gone in a little over 4 years. Big congrats. Habiti 320 finished baby step 2 and made a plan to complete baby step 3 by October of 2019. Huge congrats to you. And we also have Megan Eggs, who just paid off her house. Yes! Welcome to baby step 7. I am also in baby step 7, but have not purchased or paid off a house yet. So I'll have to go back to that. But huge, huge congrats to Megan Eggs, who just paid off her house and is now officially fully in baby step 7. Longtime viewer, so proud of you. Huge, huge congrats to you. I want to hug you and high five you and celebrate with you because you are winning. Okay, that always gets me so freaking pumped. If you have a money milestone, tell me about it below. I want to give you a shout out. If you want me to cover your name or your picture, I'm always happy to do that as well. I just want to root for you. We all want to root for you because it is inspiring to watch people win with money. It inspires me to do better. It inspires all of us to reach further, go harder. I love it. I love it so much. I want to burst. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I would love to hear your money milestones as well as your recent money wins and fails below. And I will see you next time.